Hello and a warm welcome back to each and every one of you, and a warm welcome to those of you who have come to the second part straight away without seeing the first one. I wish you well. And they're saying, without further ado, I'm to shuffle the cards and to continue where we are at. They have been shuffled in between the part one of the reading. We change the energies and we go into a deeper round of messages. So we will just prepare and see when it is they are ready. We have, of course, the eclipse happening later on today in the UK at 7:15 p.m. and this is different times throughout the entire world, so please do check out. And being in eclipse, it's the full moon in Sagittarius. Being in eclipse, it's often the darkness that will reveal beyond the veil what it is that's been hidden from you. And it is often powerful, and it is often will shake the core of people who are not prepared to step outside of their comfort zone. Because after this eclipse in the next fortnight, in fact it will carry on much longer than that, but particularly the next fortnight, this is going to be very, very heavy, getting out of your comfort zone type situations. And it's just a question of understanding that you are releasing within, and you have brought all of this to you in order to be able to evolve and go to the next level. And they're saying we are now ready, and we will continue working in pairs as they've always instructed of me. And we'll start with the first one. And we start with a 49, which is a 13. And 13 is the capstone, the keystone. Capstones belong to pyramids. The keystone to be able to go through your portal to your next situation that you are looking to go for ahead of you. And you need to achieve your 13th keystone within your situation before you can actually evolve into the next level. And this actually says talisman, and it's showing a pathway, a journey. We do not know what is at the end of the journey. We do know that we need to step out onto the first step of the journey. And this figure here is stood on various symbols. We have the yin-yang symbol, which also has a darker meaning. This is also time travel, and what the darker forces have done is to use these energies to actually shift the whole of Mother Earth back in time to the fall of the Atlantis and the Lemurian eras, time and time again. And in the Devaju, you may feel as though you have been there many times, and I can assure you, you have been so, because it is not accepted the fact that we are time traveling into a point that we have tried to avoid over and over and over again, to keep humanity stuck in the treacle of these old dreams and not allowing you to link into your true power of who you are. Your talisman, we have this compass of light is within, and this is where your soul sits and has your talisman within. Everything is within your heart center. And it's only by being within your heart center and operating from a place of love will you be able to find your way through. I'm just going to take a sip of water, if I may. Do apologise. That's better. And so, many of the talisman has not got you through to your Garden of Eden dawn, which is accessible through your heart center, and to be able to link up with your elders. And this is because we have been misplaced our trust in the various religions, the various ways that came about only since the Anunnaki appeared on this earth plane. And we are putting our faith into symbols that has not got us through the 13th level and into the next level of who we are. We should have gone from this place many, many times ago. Many, many times have we been taken back. And it was Mother Earth herself that actually stepped in and said, no, 2012 was the time when she said, no, this is the end of the old time, the old dream. And from there onwards was the preparation for the passageway into the new way of connecting to the ancient dream times that has been never ending since you became at one with your source aspect of you. And we'll carry on with the partner card for this one. And here is a 41, which equates to a 5. 5 can be an odd one. It can go two ways. Either it can be for the good, or in the lower energies, it can be not so good. Unexpected visitors. Expect unexpected visitors coming to you. This reading equates over the weekend and then can overflow into the next 2 weeks until we have the new moon. And we are looking at people returning from your past that you had thought that you had dealt with. We are looking at people who are going to test you because they do not like you rising above them, even though you are a way shower. You are a leader in your own right. They like you to keep in the lower vibrations. And the scenario that they always say to share is when you put a load of crabs into a cooking pot, you don't need to put the lid on, because as one crab tries to rise up and get away from the boiling water, so another crab will grab onto the one that's trying to escape and yank it back into the boiling water again. It is possible that you are being asked to look at situations within your life, may even be past lives, that are related to relationships, how you see and react with other people, how they have tried to steal your light from within, kept you locked out of your unique tribe that you feel comfortable to share and be with, to keep you anchored in a tribe that no longer serves you. It never had your best interest at heart, but it's just looking at the crab scenario. They're stopping you from moving away from where you're at. And it is time to make a stand, because you can only take yourself through. And if you feel as though you want to stay behind, that is fine. There's no judgment. You are the master of your own self. And it is the mastery of yourself, your inner self, that you need to achieve to be able to fully embrace your new tribe, or your ancient tribe that you're now reuniting with. And that can be more than one tribe. It doesn't have to be a single tribe. There are many stars in the heavens that make up a constellation system, and each one has its own unique tribe, but to come together they can also be a tribe of that particular constellation. Dreams, they are pointing me to this toadstool, which is renowned for seeing beyond the veil, and also in dream time. And in this place you will get many answers. Your soul will be able to communicate with you clearly. You also astral travel, so you will be able to connect with tribe members on the astral level. This is how you start to awaken and recognize, before you connect on earth, that you are a member of a particular tribe. You meet in the astral fields, the fields of dreams. And then, and only then, can you then call in your knowing and being in the physical plane, your tribe, to move towards your tribe. So work on both levels. There is much abundance around you, and we have this dear little rabbit that means to say that it will multiply over and over and over again. So when you have your unexpected visitors, you need to step out of your comfort zone to deal with it, in order for your rabbit to then multiply a better scenario for you. Otherwise, your rabbit will multiply, bringing you much of the same over and over and over again, until you deal with the multiples of that single problem. Lots of food for thought on that one. They are also pointing at the frog that accompanies the fly agrillic toadstool, known for hallucinations. And this frog is there for you to connect in your dream time, and to take a leap of faith, your leap of faith, into enacting out what it is you know within your heart, and have done so on the astral plane, to bring this meeting here of your tribe on the earth plane. Be bold. Don't look back. Just leap. And we will carry on with the next pair of cards, and this one is 26, which is an 8, which is the infinity sign, which means to say that you have been cycling over and over and over and over again. And we are drawn into this yin-yang sign, which is a typical example of this. And all it's done is to keep you in the deep freeze. Nothing moves. And all those times, nothing has moved since the demise of the Atlantean and the Lemurian Mu eras. You have been kept in a lower vibration, deep freeze. Is this how you want to be? Do you want to do several more flips of the old way of being? Or are you prepared to go for your 13th keystone and step away from the mayhem and to go through into your field of dreams here on earth? And we will carry on. And this is one that we had earlier on in the week, so please do check back on these particular ones. And this is a number 4, Spirit of Place. And being underneath the field of dreams, this is on the Astra plane. However, this is you on your earth plane. And it is time to let go of being in the deep freeze. As in the autumn, these leaves are falling. They are no longer needed and need to be recycled back into Mother Earth. But what it's allowing you to do is to step out and to bring your field of dreams as a new canvas down here on the earth plane by just being, holding the love within your heart that's called in your tribe members, and just by being on the earth plane, you can filter down this way of being. It is a crucial time. As you all know, you have chosen to be here at this particular time, to step away from being in the deep freeze. A countryside, a place, an existence that is absolutely not going anywhere. And might as well be just in deep sleep of non-existence. And they're also referring to the the old-fashioned long haul travel, where beings were put to sleep whilst they travelled light years away from the planet. They had not discovered the ability, the quantum physics, and being able to traverse from one side of this universe to the other in 1.2 hours is possible. And I know this because I have had very good friends from southern Pleiades, that's in the southern hemisphere, not the northern Pleiades. Two very good members actually visited me on the earth plane going back into 2012, and it was a delight to be have a reunion with them. They're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And so we'll carry on with the next ones, and we have under here, follow the leader. And we're working in pairs, but we're also looking at the bigger picture that's going on here. A 40. 40 equates often to just a 4, which is, we have 2 4s here, even though that's the next pair over, it's following over. But it's 10 times 4. It's 10 times 4. So by being the leader, you are the leader. You follow the talisman, the compass that you hold by your, or with your soul in your heart center. And we are in the field of time. We are not beyond time. We are in this reality, this computer program of time. It is ruled and governed by time. And by stepping up, you will be able to go beyond time. But you need to bring yourself into balance to recognize your own leadership. It's important to, yes, you do have teacher students, and students often teach teachers as well. So it's a two-way flow. But you need to be the leader, your leader, to be able to bring about your field of dreams here on earth, your own uniqueness. You are powerful, and your soul has everything that you need within. Honour that, and step out and take the windy road that has been set out before your feet. It is already there for you to step forward. And we'll take the last card to finish off this reading with these. And I just put those away. Take another sip of water, if I may. That's better. And we have 44. So we have a row of fours. We have 4 fours, which is powerful. We have 44 here, and 4 here. And often when you see numbers coming up, and they are identical one with the other, it's just meaning to say that you are getting into balance with what is in your inner world is mimicking within the outer world. Please do Google. I am not a numerologist, and there's many meanings to the numbers, but this is a very powerful sequence that you need to sit and harmonize with. It's not necessary to follow what somebody else has written. You'd be far better being your own leader and communicating with your soul within your heart center to feel what it is that you feel about these numbers. And by being in strength, and you will need strength, you have the ability to be very, very strong within. And by standing in the purity of your strength, you will be able to take a leap of faith to get not only yourself, but humanity out of the deep freeze. You can do it. You can bring the new growth of what Mother Earth needs on her mantle, to bring the wisdom of the elders of the trees back onto her mantle in sufficient numbers. And when I say sufficient numbers, it is a virtual covering of her mantle. Okay, they've gone quiet on me there. I'm going to go over to these cards and let's begin to shuffle. And they're saying they want 8 on the table, so rather a lot of cards. Okay, we come to the first card. We take them one at a time. And here we have the archway and the doors. We have a similar scenario to here. There is still a keystone in these, the centre one, that makes the archway, even though it's a circular archway, it still works. You still need a keystone, the 13th stone. But we'll look at this greenery that has grown. And it is, in this particular case, it's within a pot plant. But we also have ivy that is beginning to cover the entrance out. And give it a few more seasons of being in the deep freeze. you will find that your door into your heart center will be overgrown. And it will be, and they're giving me the scenario of Sleeping Beauty and having to hack through the forests that have been growing for 100,000 years or more. This is the future of those that are remaining within the deep freeze. It will be obliterated. There will be no more room to be able to find even the keystone and the access through into operating with your field of dreams. And humanity has the choice, and it is a choice, so don't panic here, of staying within the deep freeze. The sun may look beautiful, but the sun does not always shine. And it's in the moments of the despair and the gloom that you will realize where you have given your power away. There are great deeds of those who are stepping through, but there are others who are letting the wrong visitors into their environment. Be very choosy and always connecting with your heart center as to whether these beings that will offer light is actually a hidden, like the clips, way into the shadows and the darkness. They are very, very wily. They will ensnare you if they can. You are the prize. Have no fear. That is why we are coming together within our tribes on the Field of Dreams to then meet again in the actual physical, although you may feel so that they are new to you. But be discerning as to who you let in, the unexpected visitors, both good and not so good, into your life. And the message is morning memory. Its healing gift runs a destined course. The morning dawn, our inspired source. Meditate under the sun. Take time to go within, to find your sunlight within you. That is the sun that you need to be seeking. And only in finding and meditating on the sun within your heart center will you know that you can heal all that has by concentrating and healing yourself. You do not need to go wildly out and practice healing to everybody unless your soul has told you to do so. You are, many of you are often very deep empathic healers, and this is the way that they have literally kept us in the deep freeze. So be very, very discerning. You cannot take another one with you, but if you know somebody from the Field of Dreams is part of your tribe, and then a healing and an equal exchange of being energies can be made possible. And I will take the next one. I don't think we're going to have room on the table for all these. We will see. And we have another door. Again, this one's chained locked. Again, you are being kept out of being able to actually enter into your inner power, the love of you within your heart center. They are saying, I don't know whether that's like a little camera that sort of watches everybody in their attempts at trying to get through to their love. We are being monitored, as we all know, but we have no fear. And we will read the other side. 11:11. So again, This is powerful. We have the 4444 and we have the 1111 emphasized by the 11. It's a balancing out act of the inner world with the outer world. And it says numbers in doubles, synchronicity in 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. Life is meant for living. But you live your own dreams, not by following and living somebody else's dreams. That will not work for you. And again says, pass this card on, as in, as you unite with your own tribe members, you will then find a double of who you are within your field of dreams here on the earth plane. And that can be all sorts of partnerships, from within families, relationships, business, and also just by being. It is a powerful place to be. So we will pop that one over there. I think I may have to move these down because we would like that one to go in there. May have to move them around again, but let's see how we go. And the next one is an uphill battle. This is what we're showing. We have held out for so many lifetimes to be able to arrive at this point. You need to celebrate the fact that you are very much alive and you are standing strong. And the gates to your future is absolutely assured, whichever path you decide with your soul to step out on. And we have here the sun. And this is, I believe it's the sun. Is it the sun? No, it's not. This is the moon. My apologies. It's the moon. And they're actually saying it's equating the full moon. In Sagittarius, it has its arrow, and you are aiming straight for your field of dreams. Your moon is coming down to you to be the power of who you are, and it will reveal to you what it is you need to know, good and bad. Honour it. And on the other side it says, draw down the moon. The forest nymphs dance in sheer delight, singing soft songs, find us in the wild, good night. So this is an ending of the old way of being. It's the night time. You have arrived at the pinnacle of success of your inner world. Your outer world is probably in disarray. It may be not. It does not matter. What matters is the fact that you honour and celebrate that you are very much alive and you're pulling down the moon and all that it has to offer now. And we'll take the next one. And again, we have the mirroring of the double card. Although there's glass set within the door, we cannot see beyond this moment in time. We can guess, but we do not know. However, in the darkness, you will be shown within your inner eye what it is that you are looking at. Trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe at play. Have faith and breathe. And this is very, very powerful, because this is where we have the frog here, the leap of faith. Have faith. Your time is definitely not your own. And often when people say, create your pathway, you may not hold what your soul has for you. And it's through the trust and allowing that something magnificent that was agreed before you were even born, hold the vision of the dream as to why you are here, but do not interfere, because you will just delay it, or it will be not of your best interest. It may appear good, but it may not be good. Allow the universe to play out in whatever scenario is brought to you, especially over these next fortnight that you have ahead of you. And we have the next one. And just trying to think how we're going to play this. Actually, I'm going to move that one over there and see if we can go back down this side. It's rather a lot of cards, but there we are. See if we can fit another card in that side. Might have to do a little bit more adjusting, we will see. What do we need? We need another 2 cards, isn't it? So if I take the 2 cards, I can pop these away to give us more room. And that will be the 8 cards that was asked of us. And the first one is, freedom flows. Don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine, sacred reason. And the dream that you are living, you have been part of in the field of dreams, in the ancient dreams, not the old dreams. The old dreams can only harness what you are in this lifetime. But the ancient dream is far greater than your little life here in this time. You are far greater. And you already have your ancient dream before you came here. And it is the shadow side that tries to implement their dream to overshadow your dream, so that you are frozen and do not achieve what it is that you set out to do. All this is changing because you are following your own leader and not a so-called leader that's leading you into the deep freeze. Very powerful. And the last one, and they're talking about Machu Picchu and the Aztecs and the Incas. And there are many very ancient doorways that were, some were actually built before the Anunnaki and the fallen angels, and some will actually allow you to step through into another reality, Inner Earth. Now, Inner Earth is an amazing place. I have been there several times, and it's a powerful place to be. And there are pathways that will lead you into meeting with your ancestors, who often came and enhanced the original Mother Earth. Because Mother Earth has an inner world where many people still reside today, and then there's an outer skin that was created that holds a second wave of beings. This was designed so that should these wayward humans that were brought to this planet, that come from where they blew up the home planet that they were on, the one that is now the asteroid belt between Mars and the bigger planets, Jupiter. That was originally their home planet of Meldek. There are other names for the planet, but it's known as Meldek. And that's where these experimental nouveau type humans, of which many of them are with us today, and we have mingled and walked with them to be able to bring our light in this moment to assist in the coming through. There are doorways into the inner worlds where your ancestors, before the outer skin was actually built, still reside. And just by the power of your heart and your intention, not of the mind, you can actually call in and walk through these portals to meet with your ancestors. And at these full moon eclipses and the new moon eclipses, it makes it possible for you to step over the threshold, and there you may meet unexpected visitors of beings that you were a part of before you came into this new outer crust. If the outer nouveau people get too wrapped up in their atomic wars, which is how Meldek ended, it was an implosion bomb that literally exploded and destroyed their home. But you cannot kill the soul, so they're put in holding to be brought to this earth in many arcs. These are like spaceship type things, and by bringing the ark to Earth, they were then allowed out onto the Earth plane with an assortment of their rather aggressive, bizarre animals that came with them. They were not the original animals that we are led to believe come from Earth. And the purpose of this is that if humanity will stay into the third dimension, and they will try to get to the level, and they're not far short, they're about 2 digits short of creating an implosion bomb. Mother Earth has a safety device put in place that the only way they can affect it is by blowing out her outer mantle. But the core of her essence will still be alive and well. And by connecting to your ancestors, there will be automatically a place for you to keep your physical and to go into the more ancient dreaming of Mother Earth. I think we are done on that one for today. It's never know what's going to come out, and I hope that's been of some value to you. And yes, all I can say is do have a fantastic weekend, and may your heart star shine brightly.